live. Dude, it's hot. Bye, AA. What the fuck? Some weird comments sometimes. Oh boy. I am departing from Hobby Lobby right now. It's hot as balls out here. Holy shit. Holy shit. I had to do my toes. I can't wear sandals because I'm so white right now anyway. I'm so pale. There's nobody in here. Oh, there's somebody. Hey, Freeside. I'm leaving Hobby Lobby. I don't know how good my internet service is going to be. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but T-Mobile, because I had Sprint for years. Ever since I had a cell phone, I used Sprint. Hey, Muffin Mouse. And I loved it, honestly. I mean, yeah, that, just like any service, they're going to have, dead zones and shit like that. But for the most part, my phone always worked great. I've been with Sprint since, I don't know, 2001, maybe 2000, when I got my first little Nokia snake phone. Well, Sprint ended up selling off to T-Mobile. So now I have T-Mobile. And they suck. Well, you know what? I shouldn't say they suck. They've been good for the longest time. But lately, they've just I don't know, man. And it's so funny because fuck. I hope this stupid thing isn't. Hold on. All right. I had to turn my Wi-Fi off so it doesn't try connecting to Wi-Fi all the time. So anyway, it was weird because the other day, somebody on I have the Ring app because I have the cameras, and somebody posted there's this neighborhood thing. So people make posts, just like any other social media. And they'll tell you oh, a dog ran away. That's what it is most of the time. Or just nosy people, many posts a day. There's why is there helicopters? Always. I mean, there has to be at least 1 or 2 helicopter posts a day. And then tell me if it's like that in your area, if you have this. So then the other day, somebody posted about T-Mobile sucking. And I was like, oh shit, it's not just me. Because I thought maybe it's my phone. I don't know. But no, it's not. It's just T-Mobile sucks. And they said that a tower was down. I was 100 comments under there with different people saying different things about T-Mobile. So I don't know exactly what the problem is, but the service around my house lately has been absolutely terrible. By my son's school, I get 0 service. I don't know what it is. What's up, Angel? So yeah. So anyway, I'm on my way home. I'll show you guys the crap that I got. But anyway, oh shit, hold on. I hope this don't fall out. But yeah, I didn't have much to say anyway today, but I just figured I'd pop in and say hi to you guys. It's been a day. What? I don't know if I wasn't live yesterday. I wasn't live yesterday. It's been kind of quiet on YouTube, except for the occasional fucking Shrek. It's been pretty damn quiet, huh? You hate T-Mobile? Oh, you have T-Mobile. I can't really read it. But yeah, I mean, it's always been good, but lately, I don't know if they're I don't know, they said they were working on a tower. There's all different excuses, but it's been terrible lately. I really think it depends on where you live, because different areas, the service is better. I don't know. I can't figure it out for the life of me. I just can't. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I just ran to Hobby Lobby to grab a couple of little things I needed. I want to do a market or a craft show at some point this, summer. So I need to buy display things for jewelry. It's so funny. So my husband had one of those little pop-up tents, which you would obviously need if you're going to be sitting outside in the summer. You don't want to be dying in the sun. So last year we have, there's a group texting for my son's hockey team. So last year we were doing what do they call that when you hang out in the parking lot? Tailgating thing. We were tailgating because we had 2 games at our home rink, and it was 2 games that were, back to back with maybe an hour or so, 2 hours in between. So I volunteered because we were fucking broke last year, you know, like everybody's volunteering to get food and shit, pick up drinks, and I was like, dude, we're broke. So there was like a spot for tables and chairs, so I was like, oh, I have those, I'll bring them, you know, and a tent. So I volunteered the tent, right? I go in my garage, I'm like, dude, where's the tent? We had a brand new one in a box, you know? I'm like, where the fuck is this thing? So I'm like, did you lend it to somebody? My husband's like, I don't know. I'm like, dude, I can't find it anywhere. I'm looking all over the house for it. Like my shed, my tent. I went up in the attic. I'm like, did you put it in the basement? He's like, I don't know. He's like, I don't know where it went. I'm like, he's like, I must have brought it back to work because he had one back in the day because he used to race dirt bikes. So he used to bring it with him. And then he brought it to work one day. They needed it for whatever reason. And then he said that, I don't know, either broke or something happened, so they replaced it for him. And I'm like, did you bring the replacement back to work with you? Like, what happened? So he's like, oh, maybe I did. I'm like, I'm calling up all my sister-in-law. I'm like, did we lend you a tent? She's like, I don't think so. So I'm like, I don't know what the fuck happened to this thing, right? 2 days ago. So that's why I've been like, sorry, let me back that up for a second. I've been wanting to do a fair, but I'm like, oh, I got to buy a tent, like, think of all these things I have to buy. So the other day we're sitting there. My son found, I guess we hid one of his Nerf guns in the garage on like the shelf because he gets crazy with the Nerf guns. So we hid it on him probably like years ago, because he hasn't played with a Nerf gun. I don't even remember the last time he's played with a Nerf gun. So we hid it on him, and my husband must have put it up on top of the shelf. So my son, I'm telling you, this kid has like eagle eyes. I've never, like, he will see things. And I don't know if this is all kids or just my son. My son, first of all, he's like deaf, but he could hear things at certain times. It's weird. But his eyesight, he's got like such a good eye for like, I don't know, dude. It's like the craziest thing. Like, we'll be somewhere and like, he's like he could find Waldo in 2 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Like, he'll be like, oh, there, look, mom, look at that truck. And I'm like, where? I'm always like, where do you see that? Because I'm like, I don't even see what he sees. We were like driving, where were we coming home from recently? I think it was like Pennsylvania or Jersey or something. And we're going across this like long bridge. And I don't know, whatever state we were in. And my son's like, look, mom, Top Golf. And I'm like, I'm looking and I'm like, I see nothing but like trees. Like, he knew that it was this Top Golf place. Like, he saw like the netting that they have. And I'm like, I don't even fucking see it, dude. Like, I don't know. So he has an eye for spotting things. So it's no surprise to me that he found the Nerf gun hidden up there. Like, he probably thought he found it. So anyway, he knocked a whole bunch of shit off the shelves, because like, why would you pick up after yourself? Like, why would you do such a thing? So my husband and me were in the garage yesterday or the other day, and we're like, my husband's like, oh, somebody found a Nerf gun. And he's like, I see, there's little shit on the floor. So he's like picking it up, and all of a sudden he's like, holy shit. He looks at the back of the shelf. He's like, it's all the way on the top shelf. He's like, is that the fucking tent in the box? I'm like, where? I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I knew, dude, I had, when you see something, you're looking for something in your house and you're like, you saw it somewhere, but you just can't remember where. Not just saw it somewhere, but like you regularly see this thing and you know that it's in your house somewhere. You're like, I know this thing's in my fucking house somewhere. Like, I've seen it. You could picture the box and the whole thing, whatever it is. And you're like, I know I fucking have this thing somewhere, dude. It's somewhere. Well, that was the tent for me because I'm like, I just saw it recently. I'm like, I know we still have it. Like, I really thought I was going crazy when we lost this thing or when I thought we lost it because I was like, I know I fucking saw it somewhere. I probably saw it on that top shelf 100,000 times because I'm always in my garage, and I probably just didn't realize it. Garage gang, what's up? What up, beefers? I'm at a red light, so I could read you guys. Crazy Gemini in the house. Wild one in the house. How you doing? Listening at work. Oh, you're at work? Fucking sweat my ass off. Yeah, it has been very quiet, but one or two. Speaking of weirdos, so Jules, she's not the weirdo, I'm just saying. That probably didn't sound right. So Sapphire Jules, okay, otherwise known as, I'll always call her just Jules because she's Jules. Like, that's how I met her. So anyway, she clipped the other day, a little portion of Deet's panel, right? And I don't listen to that girl. She bores me to tears. I thought she had, I will say this, when she used to, before she started going live, and I'm not saying this by any means to be mean to anybody, so I'm just saying, this is my opinion, and people don't have to agree with this, but like, I feel like some people are just better at edited content, you know? And then when it comes to live streaming, they're just not, for me, like personally, I'm just like, it's weird. There's been a lot of people, I can't think of the top of my head, that I prefer their edited content. Like Gray Hughes, for instance, like, I don't know, I like Gray Hughes' edited content more than I like his live streams. Not that I don't like his live streams. I just Okay, that was fucking weird. I don't know if you guys were even able to hear me because my I have my phone in the little holder thing on my windshield, and all of a sudden it was like, oh, temperature is too hot, and it just like shut my phone off. So sorry about that. That was weird. I mean, like, really, it got that hot on the windshield? I mean, it is warm out today, but I didn't think it would get that fucking hot. Anyway, so I was saying, Gray Hughes. I like Gray Hughes' edited content. Well, Deetz is one of those people to me where I feel like she has a great voice for doing edited content, like voiceovers, but live, I just can't. I'm sorry, I just can't like do it. Like I just can't sit through one of her lives. But I go and I listen to her stream a little bit. It was 7 hours. It was a 7 hours long stream. And I'm like, these people are basically doing the same exact thing that they're kind of complaining about. Like, I kind of talked about this the other day when I was live. You got the tragedy pimps and then you got the tragedy hoes. They're not as good as the pimps. You got the pimps that are like JLR, Betty. You know what I'm saying? Those are the pimps. But then you got these other people that cover this shit that act like they're not doing kind of the same thing. They're the tragedy house. They're the tragedy house. That's what they are. I don't know if you guys are even still there because I don't fucking, this thing fucked me up. But yeah, tragedy pants and tragedy house. I'm like, you guys, like, they're all up in the drama about this, boy that's missing with the dad. So from what I'm gathering is that, I remember when the case started, everybody was like, Seth, the dad, whatever, Team Seth, the biological dad, he's out searching, fuck the mom, fuck Chris, whatever his name is, Proudfoot, Katie Proudfoot, fuck them. They're horrible people. Now all of a sudden, it's like the tables have turned. And all of a sudden, it seems to me like everybody's like, oh, Seth, which I thought from day one, if you go back to my live streams when I was talking about it, I said, the dad, I don't know, he's a little bit of a troublemaker. I've felt that since day one because I personally feel like people would not have been going, so hard after the parents, the stepmom and the stepdad, if, wow, what the fuck is this thing? Sorry, they're doing like road work. they'll be forever doing this. They're adding like a bike lane on this road. Like nobody, millions and millions of tax dollars going to this project that nobody's ever going to use a fucking bike lane on this road. Anyway, the ones who say that tragedy are so wrong for making money off kids' cases, but they reshare tragedy content on their streams and ask for memberships and super chats. Are they not worth? Well, I mean, look, to a certain extent, it's one thing to be calling out the tragedy pimps, right? But to be, these people are just as involved in the drama, okay? In that capacity, they're just as involved in the case drama, right? The crama, the true crime crama, as anybody else is. You're doing the same fucking thing, you know, that you're supposedly like, I don't know, against. They're playing some interview or something with the stepdad, and they're sitting there judging the stepdad, and I'm thinking in my head, well, like, aren't these the same people that were so mad that people were judging, you know, parents or Summerwell's parents or whoever? Now you're, you know, kind of doing the same thing, no? Like, I don't know. Is it just me? Is it just me? They all want money. Some go out boots on the ground. You got it. And others go. Look. They are all making money off of it. I don't believe that if these people, a lot of them weren't making money off of the content to some capacity, they wouldn't be talking about it. You know, I mean, let's just be real. But they're deep in the drama where I heard some of them, you know, oh, I talked to this one, I talked to that one, and I'm like, well, it's pretty much just as bad. No, you're talking to family members, and I don't know, maybe it's just me, like I just don't know why people feel the need to get that involved in these cases. That involved to the point where you're contacting people who are involved in the cases. Now, mind you, because I've seen this comment a million times, you know, the parents are the ones that came to social media. And you know what? Laura went up on the panel, and of all the stupid shit she said up there, I'll agree with her on this one thing that she said, was that when people come here, this is a weird world, right? And if you're not in the YouTube world, you don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? If you're not, forget just YouTube. It's just like the online world in general, you know? And I'm talking about where people chat, you know, places where people chat and have or something. Like, I don't think people quite understand it unless they're actually involved in it, right? Just like anything else in life. Like, I don't understand football. I'm sure if I played football, I'd understand it better, but I don't understand it that great. Legit question, it's really not my business. How is Perplex going to survive without YouTube? Not that our money. I don't know. Somebody left a comment under one of my videos the other day saying that she got a job. I was like, I don't know about that. Not her money is my business. No way her candle business is making that much. No, definitely not. I think she's kind of doing like absence makes the heart grow fonder. There's something else up, okay, with Laura right now. She's lying about something, but that's a whole nother story. She did show up on Deet's channel. I don't know if she has like a community guideline strike or something going on. I don't know. Something's up. Something. Stop trying to connect, for fuck's sake. Sorry. I don't know why this phone keeps turning my stupid Wi-Fi on. It's so annoying. How can you use Betty and Dolly's content saying they do is so wrong and profit off the same terrible content? I mean, look, that's what YouTube is, but I understand what you're saying too. At the same time, you're kind of right in a sense, you know. I get what you're saying. Um, Especially if you're somebody who's like throwing out their Cash App and their, you know, all that shit. Then yeah, I get it. But I don't see a problem with using other people's content and commentating on it, you know. But that's my personal opinion. I believe community guidelines violation. Anyway, the thing I was saying about Laura did say that on the panel the other day. Of course, she had to disagree with everybody otherwise. But the one thing she did say is that, she was like, they don't, these people, the parents, when they came here, they don't understand how this place is, like they're probably thinking like whatever they could do to get their story out there and make people aware of the fact that their son's missing, they're going to do it. So they come to social media. That, in my opinion, Dad's a little bit of a troublemaker. I mean, he's just like, what's that guy's name in the Summer Wells case? The fucking ex-police, Chris McDonough. To me, he started all the trouble in that case. He started everything in that case, that guy. I think a lot of the crazy speculation about the parents and all that came from him, from that interview that he did. It just didn't go well for what's her name? Candace, and for Don, and once he opened up the doors into that, I mean, he started, if you want to say anybody started the Summer Wells community, I'm going to say that guy did, because he was the one who made that first initial video with that interview. And from there, he kind of did the same thing, just not on the same scale. But he was the one coming here making negative comments about the mom and the stepdad. And around now, I guess people are going back and like, oh, wait a second, this is weird, like this ain't making sense. So hugs to you. All right, I'll be home in 2 seconds, and then I'll be able to read your guys' comments. But yeah, you see how far I have to drive just to go to god dang Hobby Lobby? It's so fucking far. It's not that far. It's like 20 minutes, but still, it's kind of far. Like Michael's, I have right here. They took my Joann's fabric away from me. I loved having that right around the corner from my house. It was great. Little Joann's fabric. Ugh, it was so great. So great. Chris McDonough started. Yeah, he totally started it. Totally started that shit. Home in 2 seconds. I told you, fucking internet near my house is horrible. So give me a minute. Once I get home, it'll be better. What the fuck? It just heard like, whew. That was a weird noise. Somebody's horn. I'll be home in 2 seconds, dude. I told you the internet near my house is like garbage lately. You would think I live out in like the fucking boondocks over here. It's like, I don't know how internet service can be bad in such a highly populated area, but okay. 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 What's up, Samara? I see people saying hi. Flo. Oh, Floor. I'm like, Flo. Floor, there was somebody in, whose chat was I watching yesterday? And they're like, oh, hey, Floor. Oh, Vinny Politano. Oh my God, I said it like Laura. Holy shit. Vinny Politan. I'm thinking fucking Laura said Vinny Politano. That happens sometimes. I say something so many times, my brain starts fucking playing tricks on me. Vinny Politan's chat yesterday. They're like, hey, Floor. And they had a very similar name to you, but it wasn't you. I looked at it. I was like, oh, is she in there? And I'm like, oh, no, that's not her. I'm like, that's an imposter. It wasn't like a clone. It was just somebody with a very similar name to yours. I'm like, where's Floor? I don't see her. I was like, that's kind of like a unique name. I was shocked to see somebody having a similar name to yours. Anyway, I totally forgot. The Joann's. Yeah, Joann's fabric. Well, I heard they were closing down. They were in like chapter 11 or some shit, or chapter something. I guess like a bankruptcy, and they closed down a lot of their stores. And I had one that was right around the corner from me. It was great because, like, if I just needed something, you guys know me, I'm always like fucking doing something at my house, some type of hobby, some type of crafting or something. And if I needed something quick, like paint or like whatever. Speaking of craft stores, real quick, I go to Michael's last night and I go to check out. They had no fucking coupons. I was like, what the fuck? The lady at the register, I'm like, there's no coupons this week? She's like, nope. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, in all my years of shopping at Michael's, I've never, ever heard of such a thing that there was no coupon for the checkout. Meanwhile, they're being sued right now. There's like a class action lawsuit against Michael's for something with their website. I don't know. It like popped up on my Instagram one day, and I'm like, why the fuck would you sue Michael's? Like, and it has something to do with their pricing, which I have noticed because Hobby Lobby's like regular pricing is a lot cheaper than theirs for certain things. And yeah, Michael's is getting exposed. So it was something with their online pricing. I don't know. And I didn't like read too far into it because I was like, oh, well, I never ordered anything online. So, all right. I don't know why being at work makes me so hungry. Oh, beef eggs. I know. You know what I think it is? That used to happen to me. I think it's because when you're at work, first of all, you're up earlier probably than you are when you're home, right? But also, I think that I don't know. I find like when I eat, like even if I eat like a big breakfast in the morning, it's the weirdest thing. I find like I'm more hungry during the day than like if I skip breakfast, which I do a lot. It's like the weirdest thing. So I think it's because like I don't know if you eat breakfast in the morning, but I guess I used to get like at work I had to eat lunch, and home I don't eat lunch. It's like the weirdest thing. But when I used to work, I had to have lunch. Like I had to eat something during the day. I ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day, which is rare for me because I don't do that when I'm home. But you know me, I'm just a spoiled, entitled housewife. So you know me. All right. Like make you a breakfast burrito. I don't really like those, but I only like burritos that have meat. Hello. Hello. All right, let me sit down at my table here. Oh, he's like, where'd you go? You're not allowed to leave me. I know. My table's such a mess right now. There's just like jewelry particles everywhere. Little boxes. I need a craft room. I'm going to kick my son out of the house. Just kidding. I'm kidding. People have been clipping that. Makeup mobster says she's going to kick her son out of the house. Hey, girl. What's up? Whose panel did she go on, Beefbergs? Who's that? Oh, Laura. She went on, what's her name? Deets. Of course, she's like up there. You know, she always has to be the opposite. If people are going after the dad, Laura's got to stick up for the dad. Like anything for fucking attention, I guess. I just can't with those girls. Yeah, coffee's my breakfast too. All right, I'll show you guys what I got, but let me make myself a coffee first. Can you picture another photo? Wait. Oh, I thought you were talking to myself. I'm like, what? I mean, to me. I'm like, what? All right. Let me make myself another coffee. Good afternoon. I want a she shed too. I was just talking about this with somebody. Who was I talking about this with? So weird. I can't remember now. That would probably for me be the best bet is to just like build a she shed because I could go in my basement, but first of all I have to clean it out. My mom shits down there still that I haven't gone through. I made it through her stuff. It only took me 8 years. I finally made it through her stuff that was in my sorry, I'm just rinsing my cup out. I finally made it through, most of the stuff that was in my garage. But when it comes to the basement, I'm not ready to go through that shit. Like most of the stuff in the garage was just like junk, but like the basement's where like the real shit's at. And like every time I go down there and I start looking through her stuff, I just get like upset. Well, I'll start crying over like the dumbest thing. Because I like every once in a while I'll have to go down there. I always make somebody come down with me because there's crickets down there. But every time I go down there, I'm like, I'll find like a little box and then I'll start looking through it and then I just get upset. And it'll be like something so stupid. Like I'll find like her AirPods case or something. I don't even know if she had AirPods. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like something stupid like that. And I'll be like, oh my God, and I just start crying. But yeah, I mean, if there wasn't crickets down there, that was my craft room. back in the day. But ever since those crickets came around, you will not find me in that fucking basement. Hell no. I really need a she shed. That's like me, Floor. I'm the only girl in the house. The whole house is everything's boys. I need my own space. I built my little office with the hopes of it becoming a kind of craft room one day. But I really don't want to mess my desk up there because it's like really nice. And I paid a lot of money for it. I paid way more money for that desk than I should have. Like I really just should have bought a cheap ass desk. I paid like it was probably around like almost $2,000. No, was it? Yeah. I bought it. Well, my first mistake was buying a desk from Pier 1 Imports. So, right there, it's expensive. So I bought it right before they went out of business. It was probably like around, I don't know, 1,500 maybe, something like that. I know it was like around, it was that $1,000 to like $1,500. I paid for stupid desk, and it's not that big, but I really liked it. And ow, motherfucker, I just got burning hot water on me. And it was, it was expensive for a desk. For like a small desk, I really overpaid. I feel like I kind of overpaid for it, but whatever. It was nice. So I really don't want to ruin it. It's like one of the nicer pieces of furniture I have. So like, I really don't want to ruin it. And I know if I do crafts on it, I'm going to like get shit all over. I thought even about selling it, but I was like, I really love it. I really, really love it. I found a few items I really like. I will try again. What do you mean? Hold on. What happened? I emailed you last week about a product I would like to order. No answer yet. Can subs order? Yeah. What do you mean? Where did you email me? On this email? I don't know if I got. I don't know. I don't recall getting an email, Anne. I'm sorry. I apologize. Could you resend it and I'll check it? Of course subs could order. I know. Yeah, girls, right? The boys follow you. My workshop's right now, my garage and my kitchen table. That's my workshop. I need a room. I'm gonna start being like the tragedy pimps, and I'm gonna take up a fucking collection. I'm gonna start a GoFundMe for a she shed. I'm joking. I'm not gonna do that. Go fund my she shed endeavors. Are you in the United States? If you're not in the United States, I don't have like international shipping on there, so that could be the problem. But if you're in the United States, you should have no problem ordering. If you ordered from me in the last like week, every order is out, so you should have got your tracking number. And I couldn't believe it. I was so proud of myself yesterday. I was like, "Ooh, I got all my work done. Everything's done." All right, let's take a look at the crazy shit I got here. Oh my god, you guys have to see my table right now. Like, it looks like a fucking hoarder lives here. Okay. I'm like doing what my son does. He always balances his phone on things like a drink. All right, let's turn on the camera. Let's see what I got from Hobby Lobby. Shall we? We shall. All right, first things first. I bought this because, like I said, I want to do a craft show. So I was like, it's good to have one of these things to put bracelets on. So if I could find bracelets, I don't have one handy, but I bought that. Plus, it's good for taking pictures. What else did I get? I bought these. These are just for brushes, copper brushes for jewelry to clean it. So I got that. What else? I bought a sheet of, not a sheet. These are brass strips and then brass sheet so that I can practice soldering and making jewelry, little components and shit. So brass is pretty cheap. You don't really want to practice on like sterling silver because it's kind of expensive. So what else? Oh, I bought these little stamps because if I do start doing these resin pieces, which I have them right here, but I don't want to show you guys because I don't want to ruin the surprise for the person that purchased it. Like, they should see it first. So anyway, I did a pet hair resin piece for somebody, And I had some questions. People are like, what? I did one for Snoop when Snoop passed away. I had some of his hair, and I wanted to put it in resin and to see how it would work out. And so it worked out actually pretty cool. So then Purple Reen wanted one, so I did one for her dog. And then somebody else heard about it. Purple Reen put it in her community page, and somebody else heard about it and saw her picture, and they wanted one for their dog. And their dog hair was so pretty. It's like this red color. It's so pretty. So it came out really cool. I hate to say this, but it came out better than Purple Reen's. No offense, Purple Reen. But I think it came out better just because the hair was easier to work with. Purple Reen's dog's hair was white, and it was very like kinky, and it was like in like a ball when she sent it to me, because I think she took it from like a, you know what I'm saying, like I don't think she cut it, I think she pulled it out because it was a chow, and they have very very like fluffy fur. And once you put the resin on it, it became like translucent, and it was so hard to see the hair in the resin. So I was like struggling. I can't even believe I got something done with hers. But this one, the hair is very nice, like very beautiful hair, and it was cut, so there was little curls basically, and so it came out much nicer. Oh, I got some more clay, which I'm running out of space to store it. What else? Oh, I bought some gold plated rings, some more earring supplies, some, what are those fucking things called? Holy shit, I'm having a fucking brain fart. Pins. I bought little tiny jump rings. That's what a jump ring is. That's how you connect something like whatever this, right? I did my mom's ashes in here. It's probably really hard to see. I still haven't fixed my thumbnail yet. But yeah, there's ashes in there. I have to practice with her ashes. I dropped a little on here, and I'm like, sorry, Mom. I think my mom would be happy though. She'd be like, oh my God, you made me into jewelry. Like she'd be so excited about it. So she'd be like, you could use my ashes to practice. So I need to, because ashes are also when you wet them. Oh, here. These are just like the bracelet I put in my community post. That is a necklace I did. This one I kind of messed up though, because it dripped over the edge a little bit. But I mean, I was able to trim it, but then I noticed there was like another little spot there. So that kind of sucks. It's still wearable, in my opinion. Whoop. But I had to order necklace hooks. So, but I was like, this is a cool way to, I don't know, to me, to display to wear your ashes, because it doesn't look like anything. It looks like sand. That's what ashes look like. Do you guys want to see what they look like? Hold on, I'll go grab them. I had them saved for my cousin. I put my mom's ashes in the urn. Some people are really freaked out by this stuff. It doesn't bother me. So, it looks like. So I had put some aside for my cousin, because she was gonna put some. It's in a baggie, unfortunately. But I had put these aside for her. Well, they gave me. I think they gave me some of these at the funeral home, and they put them in this little baggie because I ordered jewelry outside. Or did I put them in here? No, I think I might have put it in here. So that's it. And every once in a while, you'll find like a little bone fragment in there or something. But for the most part, it just looks like sand. So that's my mom in there. You'll see like little bone fragments. So what I do is I'll scoop them out with I have a little tiny spoon. You know, I try to do everything carefully. I mix it in this little cup right here. I have a whole rolling cart next to me. So I have these little cups that I use, you know, and I mix everything in there with the resin, and then you pour it in. But I need to have ashes to practice with. So I use my mom's, and I'll wear this stuff. It's not like it's going to go to waste. So, but I could pretty much do, you know, any design. I could do bigger ones, smaller ones. So I don't want to show you this person, but I had done a few different ones with my mom's ashes over the year, but I just bought these bezels. That's what this thing's called, where it has a little frame. and I wanted to try them. And so, yeah, I like the idea of like the little ocean kind of scene. It's, I don't know. It just kind of seems like a cool way to use the ashes. And they don't look like ashes. I mean, they're mixed in. You could do it that way, or you could do it like this little one right here that has, I just you can mix it with a color, any color you want. This is just white right here. So can't really see it with my stupid nails, but it's just white, just a pearly white background with the ashes just kind of swirled in there. And like nobody would know unless you told them that it's ashes, which is, I like it. And I think it's cooler than having them just inside a little container, you know? I don't know. Some people might think it's like totally creepy and freaky, but I'm not bothered by that kind of stuff. It doesn't really like affect me anymore. It used to freak me out, but now it doesn't. Anyway, so what else did I get? Oh, so I bought little stamps because I want to make it's a paw print because I know a lot of people get their pets ashes. Uh, this one's a dog bone. I'd probably have to do a little cap on it. I don't know why then there's a heart and then like a row of hearts, which I think is kind of stupid that they included it with this, but I don't make these things up. Hold on, hear me out once we come in. Retro! Retro! So we got that. What else? Oh, just some crappy brushes for my flux when I'm soldering jewelry. I need that. Sandpaper. This is real exciting, guys. Exciting haul over here. And more sanding stuff. Very exciting shit over here. So, and here's some of my clay. I keep it in these little things from Michael's. Bro, you're such a camera hog. What are you doing? Say hello. Put your pretty ears up, you wabbit. No, nope, that's not right. Put your ears up. Put your ears up. I hate when he does that. Look. Everybody wants to see the Doberman, but not with the ears down. You gotta put the ears up. That's the Doberman. Why do you always put your ears down when I pet you? Why you do that? Why you do that? He thinks he's a lap dog. He really does. Like if he'll stand here like this the whole time too. If I pet him, he will stand here with his head and have his body on me. I see you. Do you guys ever do this? Today, I take a shower this morning. I'm like notorious for doing this. And nobody's home, so it's like even better. I get out of the shower and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to bring a towel in here with me. Like, fuck, because the air conditioning's on. It's freezing cold. I hate the feeling of being wet. Like, I don't know about you guys. I don't mind if I'm in the water, but once I'm out of the water, I wish I could just instantaneously be dry. Like, I hate wet hair. I hate my skin feeling wet in the air, in like the open air. I don't mind it if you're in the shower, obviously, and you're in the water. But once you get out of the water, I don't want to be wet anymore. Like, I hate the way it feels on my skin when you get like cold and like air on the wetness. Like jumping in, what's her name? Doja Cat? Is that her fucking name? She wore it to the Met Gala, like this wet t-shirt. I don't think it was actually wet. I think it was hair gel, she said, but it looked wet. Like, and they probably did have to wet her down to some extent. And I was like, dude, that's like my worst fucking nightmare. Is I like, oh, like people go. My best friend, this is the fucking weirdest thing. My best friend, her parents used to go in the pool. She used to tell us this, and we used to be like, yeah, okay, Tom, sure. But no, I seen it with my own eyes. She's like, my parents go in the pool. They don't wear bathing suits. I'm like, well, what are they, skinny dipping? She's like, no, they wear like their full clothes. I'm like, what? What do you mean they wear their full clothes? Like they go in with full clothes on, jeans and t-shirts. And I'm like, who does that? And at the same time, I'm like, that sounds like my worst fucking nightmare to go in a pool with your full clothing on. Like, no. Sure enough, I go in her fucking backyard one day and there's her parents making a whirlpool. It's the funniest thing. They're like walking around in circles making a whirlpool, fully fucking dressed, jeans and fucking shirts. I'm like I still to this day, I've known her how many years? 30 something years. I still don't understand why her parents used to do that. God rest their souls. They were the funniest like couple. But I still don't know why they did that. I know her dad was like germophobic, so I don't know if maybe he felt like there was some. All right, could you stop now? This is getting annoying. I don't know if he feels like there's some type of like germ thing going on in the pool, or what. And his clothes were gonna, protect him. Like maybe it was some type of irrational thought. But I was like, dude, there's no part of me that would ever want to go in with like a baggy shirt and like baggy pants and get wet and then have to feel that when I get out of the pool. Like that's torture to me. That feels like somebody torturing me. So yeah. Yeah. Isn't that weird? They did a lot of weird shit. If I can get some of my brother's ashes to be able to make you 3 anklets. Yes, Bella, email me. Cause I'll do it through PayPal. I don't know how to put it. Like I want to put it on my website. I'm just trying to think of like how I'm gonna be able to do that because first of all, pricing, I was looking at other people do it to see how they price it because I'm like, I it's kind of a customized thing, so I don't know how I would do that because like if you want, it doesn't have to be a beach thing, could be something else. So if you want something different, um not that it's going to change the pricing that much. I'm saying if you want a different metal, like sterling silver, if you want a gold chain, like that would definitely, affect the pricing. So, or if you'd want gold bezels, and then I would have to take like money down to like, guarantee it. So, but yeah, just email me. They have to be mailed. Yeah, that was the other thing I was wondering, Perry. I don't know if are you allowed to mail? That was before I listed them. Thank you for reminding me. Because I was thinking that the other day. I was like, are you even allowed to mail ashes to somebody? Like, I'm sure something like this would be fine. Like, somebody sent me a whole thing of hair. Where did I put it? I just had it. Where the fuck is it? Uh-oh. Did I lose the hair? Hold on. It might be. Oh, here it is. Somebody just sent me just a little bag of hair. So, I don't think that should be a problem, right? I'm not saying I only need probably a little, like just this. That's probably enough, or a little more than that, just so I could, experiment because I tend to fuck things up sometimes. Yesterday, like I was working on the hair piece, I was, there was something on it, it looked like a scratch, so I was like trying to get it off, and like resin. Yo, you little fucker, hold on. What are you doing? You sneak? Dude, you are sneaky. Holy shit. He grabbed my lighter out of my pocket and ran off. He fucking took that shit right out of my pocket. All right, Ovi, you're like a magnet right now. It's like, come on, dude. Enough. Go. Come on. Where's your ball? Hold on. Let me go find his ball. It's fucking driving me nuts right now. Anyway, they gave me a what the fuck is I saying? I totally forgot. I like the anklet too. I've been wearing it all day just to see how it lasts. Let me try to get the ashes first. Yeah, let me know if you could get them. Honestly, you just had to take out a couple little like scoops, like a spoonful, and throw them in like a little bag like that, and I think it should be okay. One thing though I did have to look into is like, can you mail ashes to people? I think you can because I know that there's other companies that do it. So as long as they're in like a protective bag, I mean, shit, you should see some of the things that have been mailed to me that you would be surprised that you're allowed to mail. So my son's girlfriend is a pastry chef, and I always tell her get a deposit for private orders. Well, yeah. I mean, like if you want something like, I use stainless steel, honestly, because I feel, first of all, it's affordable, but it stays so nice, stainless steel, especially on like a chain. It sparkles nicely, and it's like a little darker than sterling silver. Sterling silver, the problem with it is it's beautiful, but it tarnishes over time. It like gets discolored, and you have to constantly polish it. So, I mean, that's another reason why I kind of like the stainless steel because it really doesn't tarnish. It just kind of stays nice. I've owned, many stainless steel bracelets and everything. Like the ones I have on right now are stainless steel. I wear these things every day since I've gotten them, which was probably in like 2020, 2021, something like that. And I mean, they've gotten obviously a little scratched up, and that's the only thing that does suck about some stainless steel things is that if it gets scratched, it's hard to polish. Like it's not like gold and everything's soft, so you can polish it. But I mean, they haven't tarnished or nothing. And I'm telling you, I haven't taken these bracelets off in 4 years, unless they fall off, because Ovi likes to bite my bracelets a lot. So when those hit the button every once in a while and it'll fall off. But otherwise, I mean, they've stayed in such great like shape, and they haven't tarnished, because like, I don't know about you guys, I hate tarnishing shit. I hate when, stuff tarnishes. So personally, me, I like working with the stainless steel. Plus, it makes it more affordable for people, to wear. Because I was looking up other people's pieces, and they're like $100 and something, and I'm like, that's a lot, And if you're buying gold, well then yeah, that justifies charging that much. Cremated remains has to be mailed priority mail express. Really? All right. Well, that's good to know. 1111, make a wish. That's so weird, B Frank. When you said that, my son's phone went bing. That was weird. I was looking into a place that blows glass with ashes. They have to send me a tin can that was clearly marked human remains in an envelope. Oh boy, it doesn't take very much, but it's a weird. Ooh, all right. Yeah, obviously I was going to look into that before I started doing this, because I was thinking that last night. I was like, oh, I don't know if there's like some, like there might be rules to sending, and it might be like you said. All right, that makes sense. Oh my God, Ovi, stop barking. Stop. So yeah. All right. I'll definitely look into that, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. I'm sure you can mail it. And if I have to mail things to people, that's fine. I've never had anybody mail me ashes. I've had people mail me hair and other crazy things, which makes no sense. But I guess that's the same thing why they say you can't spread people's ashes. You're really not supposed to. I don't know why, because really, I mean, it's ashes. It's not going to hurt the environment. Stop. But yeah, anyway. Ollie, where's your stupid ball thing with the freaking treats in it? It's annoying me. It's like, dude, I can't pet you all day, every day. Here we go. Let me get a ball. Oop, he didn't get one treat out. I saw someone receive an envelope of loose mess. What? Yeah, no, definitely don't send me that. Don't be sending me no mess, girl. Don't be sending me no mess. Oh, I forgot. I got a big box of Doritos. Bro, why do they do this? I buy the bags of chips that are like assorted chips, because if I don't, they're just going to go to waste. Everybody here, they're so freaking expensive now, though. But everybody in this house, you know what? I think I have to cut these because they're too big. Hold on. I'm just trying to fill this little bowl up with treats. They're... Oh, that didn't work. All right, I guess you can't really cut these treats. Anyway, the hell was I saying? I totally just forgot. Oh, the chips. And I'm like, why? Like, who decides the number of chips? Like, it's like mixed Doritos and all sorts of shit. Because, we're all about healthy food in my house. And I'm like, why is it that they put the best thing, which is the Cool Ranch Doritos, okay? They put like 3 bags of Cool Ranch Doritos. Then there's like 6 bags of like the Cheetos. The hard ones, I hate those ones. I only like the puffy ones, and even those I really am not a big fan of anymore. I used to like them when I was younger. But they got like those flaming hot Cheetos, and I hate the like the stick ones. Hey, get out of there. I hate those ones. They're disgusting. The like, you guys know what I'm talking about? The Cheetos that are like not puffy, like they're just regular, I don't know, like a stick. Like they're gross. Anyway, they put like 6 bags of those. or like the Funyuns. Like, I'm like, who the fuck likes these? I mean, they're alright, but I'd rather have 6 bags of Doritos, especially if I'm paying $17 for the fucking box of chips. I cannot believe how expensive everything is. Here you go. Go play with your ball. Stop working at me. Thanks. Now I just got crumbs all over. All right. Okay, I can get them. Sorry, email you. All right, cool. USPS has cremated remains kit. You could order off the website for free. Oh, thank you, Crystal. All right. That works. Even if it's like a small amount, like a little teaspoon, you still have to order a kit. That's so crazy. Yeah, I definitely need to like investigate this a little bit more before I start listing it on my website, because I want to just make sure I'm doing everything within like the law. You know what I'm saying? Because you're handling remains, which I promise I will handle with care. You know, if anybody does send me, just like I do with people's, you know, dog hair or my own mom's ashes. I don't know. It's like weird because when I was younger, I worked at this fire restoration place, and they had, you know, they did like if your house got a puff back or from your oil burn or whatever kind of natural disaster, fire, smoke damage, wind damage, whatever, they restored. They went, you know, would come in, rip your carpet out. We worked with the insurance companies. And so, like, a lot of times I would have to mail out like little samples of the carpet so they could be tested. It was like crazy. So, because most of the time, 9 out of 10 times, insurance would be covering the cost of the project, you know? So I come into work one day and they're like, oh, you know, messing around with me. They're like, oh, yeah, check under your desk. And I'm like, what? What's under there? And there was like a box of like something. So they're like, open it up. So I open it and it's somebody's fucking ashes in like a generic box that they give you at the funeral home. Cause like they don't, I mean, they'll put it in an urn for you, obviously. But if you don't get an urn, they just give you this like generic box. It's like this plastic box. So I guess whoever's house it was, they had this box laying around and the person never came back to clean the ashes. So they brought him into the office. I was like so freaked out. I mean, I was young then and I hadn't really experienced anybody dying in my life really. So I was like so freaked out. I mean, I was in like my 20s at the time. I think it was like right the year after I dropped out of college, or that year, maybe the year while I was still in college. I forgot. But I was like, oh my God. I was like so freaked out. I was like, I didn't even want to sit at my desk, and they were like laughing and they moved them finally. And I was like, I'm like, get these the fuck out of my, you know, desk. Like, I don't know. I was like just creeped out by it. Well, my grandfather passed away. That was the only person I knew that passed away at the time. And I was just so freaked out by it. Like, I don't know, you know, but I don't know. After I lost my dad and I went through the whole process, it's like I don't know. I guess once it's somebody that close to you, you know, it's just like you kind of start looking at it differently. It doesn't freak me out. Like I told people, I'm like, yeah, I put my mom's ashes in the necklace, and you know, I put her ashes in her urn. Now, like, what? Like, you would do that? I'm like, yeah. Like, who cares? It's whatever. It's my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, who cares? I made jewelry from buttons of loved ones' clothes. Oh, that's a good idea. I always wanted to do that. In fact, I still have one of my dad's shirts, one of his bathrobe that he always used to wear, because I was always like, oh, I want to get a teddy bear made out of it, but never did it. I'll probably end up making my own damn teddy bear one day. I can't sew for shit though. I am horrible at sewing. I remember we had to do like that in home ec. Do they still have home ec class? I used to love that class. I thought it was like such a fun class. I don't know. You got to make like cool little projects, like little stuffed animals. Do they still have that for kids or no? Is that like another thing we did away with? Anyway, but hey, you mad, bro. Yeah, anyway. Home ec was fun, but I remember we had to do the stuffed animal, and I was like so bad at using the sewing machine for some reason. I was like terrible at it. I might be better now. I could like hand sew things, but like sewing machine wise, like having to feed it in a straight line, I'm like terrible at it. Absolutely terrible. I was good at embroidery though. I worked as an embroiderer when I was in college. Boy, I had a lot of jobs, right? I was I actually, somebody was just saying, I was just talking about this with somebody, but yeah, I was an embroiderer in college. Totally got that job by accident. They were hiring like a graphic artist, and I went in there and I was like applying for that job, and they were like, we need an embroiderer. Would you want to try that? I was like, yeah, sure, why not? You know? And I was like, it was actually pretty cool. I actually enjoyed it. I like anything where I got to work with my hands. So, but it was like, I had a 6-head machine. What was it? Tajima machine, I think. And each head had, so I could do 6 different pieces at a time. And then each head had, I think it was 12 or 8. I don't know. I forget. Spools of thread. So you could do 8 colors at a time. You know, sometimes you would have to switch out the colors. There was like this one crazy design I did for this fire department. It was like wolves. The whole back of the jacket was so tacky looking, but it was like wolves because they called their, you know, selves a wolf pack or some bullshit like that. And there was like 60 something different color threads in it. It was crazy. I never did like anything that crazy. And the jackets were expensive. I forget what brand they were. And I'll never forget I was working on it. And you know, because the design was so complex, it was like, I mean, picture an embroidered wolf with like each little thread is like a strand of hair on a wolf. It was the whole back of the jacket. It was huge. It was one of the biggest designs. I think they had to order special hoops because when you put the material on the machine, you have to put them in like those hoops. You've probably seen them if you're into sewing or crafting. They have like these fabric hoops that just hold the fabric really tight and taut, like, and you put them in there. They're like wooden hoops usually in the craft store. I think the ones on the machine are like plastic or metal or something. I don't know. But anyway, I mean, this design was huge. I had messed up a few because it was just so, you know, this thing would happen with the machine. It's called a bird's nest. So what it would do is it would kind of get stuck. And sometimes it would, just like a regular sewing machine, there, you know, the needle goes through the, like a table almost kind of thing with a little hole in it. And then the bobbin's underneath, you know? And so it would grab, sometimes the bobbin would just like pile up, and sometimes it would suck the material out of the hoop. What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Hold on a second. Sound like something just fell in my bathroom or something. What the fuck? What was that noise, dude? That just scared the shit out of me. I don't know what that was. Is that in my son's room, maybe? Or my office? Dude, something just like it came crashing down. I don't know what the fuck that was. I'm being haunted. I don't know what the fuck that was, dude. That was weird. Something just fell. It scared me. There's nothing. I don't see anything out of place. That was weird. Anyway, the machine would get stuck in the thread thing. So it sucked in the jacket, and I had only like a certain amount of jackets to sew. And it made a huge hole in this jacket. And I was like, fuck. I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? So I actually figured out. That's why I like the job, because you had to be a very good problem solver. I had to figure out a way to get it, you know, to patch the hole up basically. So, because I was like, oh my God, I had already messed up like a few jackets. I was like, I don't want to tell my boss like that I messed up like the last jacket we didn't have anymore. I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? So I took there's this backing called Pellin, I think it is, something like that. You see it under embroidery. It's like that white fibrous looking stuff. And I took that and I just like piled it up and sewed it in there. And then I was able to go right over it with the design. And you couldn't even tell. I couldn't get the trim straight. Something I made in middle school. Yeah, I'm like terrible. Yeah, I don't know what that was, dude. It sounded like something fell in my bathroom. You know what it might have been? I have a hook on my wall where I hang my, let me see. Oh, what the fuck that was? It might have been my my little hair dryer thing. I hang it on a hook, and it might have been like not all the way down to the ground, and decided to. No, I don't know what the fuck that was. I'll figure it out later. I'll be like, oh shit, that's what that was. I'll be looking for something. It sounded like something fell in the closet or something. That was just fucking weird. Well, my house is haunted. Not surprised. Honestly, I can't tell where it came from. I don't know if I know it came from upstairs. I just don't know where up here. It could have came from my son's room. That's what I thought it was initially. Well, first I thought it was the bathroom. Then I thought it was my son's room because he I had a little IKEA bookshelf thing because I have in my room, I have like the Besta IKEA Besta. I have a cabinet system in my room over my bed. I actually like saw it in this IKEA showroom when I was there once over like a bed, and I was like, "Ooh, that's perfect for my room." Because the one thing that's good about IKEA is that if you live in small, rooms, small spaces, they show you ways to like maximize your space with storage. That's what it's made for, IKEA. So that's the whole premise behind the company, is it's made for small spaces, and then maximizing your small space with cabinetry and whatever else, shelving or closets or whatever. So I saw it in the store, and I was like, every time I went there, I was like, "Ooh, I really like that, that idea of just having cabinets," because I have a lot of stuff where I just don't know where to put it in my room all the time. Like my nail polish, like whatever, stuff like that. My camera bags. Like I wish I had a walk-in closet, but I don't. So I bought the cabinets. Anyway, I bought this other little shelf thing that I was thinking of putting in there, but then I never ended up using it because I got a new TV and it didn't fit in the spot that I wanted to put it in. So it's just been sitting in my garage in the package still. I never put it together. So the other day, my son comes, he's like, "Mom, come upstairs." I'm like, "What?" I don't know how he figured this thing out, because I think I don't know, I lost the instructions to it because I think I had opened it and then decided not to put it together. So there was no instructions, no screws or anything. I go in there, it's small, it's only like, I don't know, maybe like 2 feet high, or like up to my knee, maybe like 24 inches high. He calls me, he's like, "Mom, come here." He's like, "Look what I did." And I'm like, "What the fuck, dude?" Like, he put together the shelf. I don't know how he figured it out, because there was no instructions and there's no screws, but it's it's small. It's not like it's gonna like hurt him. But I'm like, that's not safe, I'm like, you don't have the screws in there. In fact, I gotta see if I can find them, because I have like a whole thing of little extra IKEA screws. Um anyway, he put the whole thing together by himself, and it's small, but I was like, "All right, dude." I'm like, "It doesn't really match your room because he has white furniture. I have like black in my room." But I'm like, "All right, if you want it." So he put it together. He put books on it. He like decorated it. He was like all proud of himself. I'm like, "All right, you can keep it." I'm like, "It's not screwed together." So last night he calls me up there. He's like, "Oh, look, he made it like a little side table so he could put his phone on there." He moved it next to his bed. And I'm like, "I don't know about that, Jesse." I'm like, "I don't think that's the best idea, because if it falls over, it's going to scare the shit out of you in the middle of the night." He's like, "It's not going to fall." I'm like, "All right." That's what I thought it was. I just heard that noise. I thought it was maybe the little shelf he built, but nope, it's still standing somehow with no screws in it. You could buy presser for you guys on the side to help you sew in a straight line. Oh, get out of here. You know what else I can't do? Thread the bobbin. I probably need a new sewing machine, because that was like one of the things. I actually went to Joann's. I was like, the one over here didn't do the classes, and they only had them in a different town. And I was like, I'm not driving there for sewing classes, because I was like, I would really like to take sewing classes, because it's just like a good skill to know, in case you ever just have to, like, say if my son needs his, hockey jersey hemmed, instead of paying somebody, I'd rather be able to do it myself. But I probably could. I mean, I haven't tried it since I was a kid. My mom used to be really good at sewing. She made her own clothes. Like, she made like this dress. Like, she would go get the McCall's patterns and then made herself like really cute stuff. She made her what, I don't know if it was a prom dress. It might have been. She made like this dress. It was for something when she was in high school. I don't know if it was her prom. I still have the dress somewhere. It was like it was cute. And then she even made like a little matching bolero top for it because that's what was in style at the time. And like it was lined and everything. And she did such a good job. And I used to wear it like when I was in like high school, but I don't think I'd fit in it now. I think I gained too much weight. But she had a bunch of things, and I always used to be like, Mom, can you show me how to sew? I don't know why. She would never show me. Like, she would never, like, sit there with me and, like, teach me how to sew. I mean, I must have asked her, like, a million times. And she just, like, for some reason would never, I don't know, maybe she just didn't feel like dealing with it. Then I started questioning, I'm like, did you really make those things? Maybe that's why she doesn't want to show me. But no, she did. Because everybody in my family was like, your mom could sew really good. She made her own clothes. Everybody used to talk about it. She used to make her own clothes. And like, she was pretty good at it. But I don't know. I guess she wanted it to be her talent and her talent only. I even like bought a book on sewing because I was like, I want to make my own clothes. That's like so cool. But nope. I made my girls matching dresses when they were little. Now I quilt. Quilting's cool too. Do you hand sew or do you sew by the machine? There's someone always making sewing stuff here. Oh yeah. My ex-husband is great at building things, but if I call him, he'll want to come over. Yeah, no, you don't want that. Wait, what do you need, Beefers? I'm looking for a skinny bench for the edge of my bed. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Those are probably pretty easy to build yourself, but you would, you don't have a place to do them. I have my mom's bench. I bought it for her when me and my brother chipped in for it actually years ago. And, she had it at the end of her bed when she redid her room. And then, obviously she passed away. And I don't know what I want to do with it. It doesn't really match my room. It's like almost like a paisley kind of design. So I was wondering if I could like reupholster it myself because I'm not big into like the fabric. I mean, it's not terrible. It's just not like my style necessarily, and I don't know if it matches my room. It might not look that bad in there. I don't know. I never really brought it in there to see, but I would like to do that. My aunt is a seamstress, or was, I guess. I got my dress from someone for $100 and she remade it. She also made my prom dress and this beautiful christening gown. That's so cool, man. See, I want to be able to do that. You ever watch those girls on here that like make dresses? And like they come up in my shorts all the time. Like the girls that they sew their own dresses. They'll do like prom dresses, or they'll get like somebody will get ripped off like buying dresses from like Temu or some shit or Wish, and then the girl like remake the dress how it's supposed to actually look. Or there's people that go to like thrift stores and they redo like there's this one girl I follow. She goes to thrift shops and then she'll take a like old ugly like 80s dress with like the puffy sleeves and she'll turn it into like a cute little like matching, tank top and short set. I'm like, I want to do that. You want a rustic looking one? That's even easier though, Beefers. You just need a couple of little boards. I wish I could make one for you and send it to you. Your daughter's dress was made out of mine. Mine didn't have a wedding dress, but my mom's wedding dress is bad. I wouldn't want it. It was bad. She didn't have a wedding really either, so I really wish I could do it though. And that's also another expensive hobby though, because fabric ain't exactly cheap. Jewelry making is really expensive. Now metals are super expensive right now, like fine metals like silver and gold and shit. They're very, very expensive, so not a cheap hobby to get into. Everything I still like need more stuff. Like I have all the basics out of the way. I still like I have a flex shaft. I have all this stuff I need. I'm just like I went to go order silver wire and it's so freaking expensive. The train became her prom dress. Wait, oh, my train became her dress. Huh. Huh. Hmm. Huh. Michael's has in-house sewing classes. Do they really? I don't think the one over here does. Maybe. I know Joanne's did, but the new one that they opened might have an actual classroom because they combined the Joanne's that was over here. I call it my Joanne's like I own the place, but they combined two Joanne's that were close into one, and they moved into like a bigger store, and it's actually really cool. This new store, it's nice. It was a fucking mess though. I went there last week, and I was like, "What the fuck happened in here?" Because it just opened like I don't know, maybe like a couple months ago. You know, like when they reopened, and I was like, so it's like brand new. Everything in there is brand new. Oh, and there's this other store that's so cool. It's called At Home. Do you guys have that near you? I can't believe this store. It's huge. It's called At Home. It's not Home Sense like the one that's owned by TJ Maxx and Marshalls, whatever. It's called At Home specifically, and it's so cool. It's like this huge store filled with everything. I mean, like their selection of like candles, lamps, furniture. The furniture, I don't know if I go for the furniture. It looks a little cheap, but everything else in there is pretty cool. They have like everything, pots and pans. I don't know if it's like name brand things necessarily, like even the pots and pans, like it might be like some off brands, but like they have a lot of really cool shit there, especially like outdoor. They have like cushions. I mean, dude, like the most cushions I've ever seen, because you usually go to like Walmart and like they have the cushions for your patio furniture, and there's like, all right, there's like 5 different ones to select from. This place had like fucking rows and rows and rows of cushions, but the cushions are so expensive. Has anybody else ever noticed that the cushions cost more than the fucking chairs themselves? Like I was looking for my front patio set. The cushions are destroyed. Ovi chewed them. I bought covers for them. He chewed the covers, so they're destroyed. I really just need to get new ones. And even in that place, even though their prices were a little better than Home Depot and like Walmart, they were still pretty high. And I'm like, once you fill every cushion, it literally almost comes out to the same price as the whole entire patio set. Like I can't make sense of that. I think so. It's an absolute trust the process, because you think it looks horrible, won't hold, but if you finish, turn the fabric right side out and shake. Yeah, well, not when I do it. I tried. I had a little bag. I made a little pocketbook when I was younger, and then I embroidered my name on it in beads. In fact, I just found that recently. I don't know where the fuck I saw it, but I saw it recently. It was in like a box somewhere. I was like, oh shit, I forgot I made this. I took like an old pair of jeans when I was like, I must have been in high school when I did this, or maybe even younger. I might have been in like middle school. I took like an old pair of jeans and I cut them and I turned it into a little pocketbook. But I was like embarrassed to bring it to school because I was weird like that back in the day. I want all the cushions and pillows and blankets. Yeah, but they're so fucking expensive. There's an At Home about 11 miles from me. Oh shit, get out of here. Yeah, go check it out. It's pretty good. I mean, like the furniture and stuff I wouldn't go for, but like as far as they have everything there. They have like storage, garbage pails, like it's like, it's like the home section in like Target or Walmart or something, just bigger, with a bigger selection. They got a lot of cool stuff. Lamps, what else? Candle section's crazy. Um Trying to think what else they got there. The outdoor section's really good too. They got a lot of um pots and different things. And even during Christmas I went in there and they had some nice Christmas decorations like lights and stuff. So yeah, definitely if it's that close to you, definitely check it out. 11 miles ain't that bad. It's like in Cali it's probably like a 25-minute ride, maybe more, because it's probably like here where it's like, yeah, Google Maps says that it's like 11 miles, but on Long Island that means it's going to take you at least a half hour to get there. Because there's always traffic. I have 2 sewing machines and a professional surgery. Never use them. I love to sew, but toddlers, yeah, toddlers don't allowed. Dude, I was like out of the crafting game for the longest time when Jesse was little. I mean, I didn't do anything. And then when my mom passed away, I felt like I had no desire. I had the desire, I should say. I just didn't have the motivation. Like I bought all these things to do, like the metalsmithing stuff, right? And all these things that I wanted to do, that I always wanted to do, but I didn't have the drive to do them. And I really went through a period where I thought, like, I guess I was like depressed, and I felt like, oh my God, I'm never gonna be creative again. Like, you know, I'm never gonna draw, I'm never gonna do anything that I used to love, because I just didn't have like the drive to do it. Like I think about it because I was like, oh, I need to do something to get my mind off of things. But then being able to like sit down and actually do it, I would feel like I had no like, when you go through like I guess writers get it, they got like a writer's block where they feel like they can't, come up with like creative writing. I had that with like art, like creativity. Like I felt like there was just such a mental block, that I felt like I couldn't think. It was a horrible feeling because my whole life I always was artistic and drawing or doing something creative, and going through that made like everything more depressing because I was like, that was always my outlet when I was young, like when I was going through shit or when I just needed to get my mind off of things. Art was my outlet. That was what I did to occupy my time, and you know what I'm saying, get my mind off of things. I would paint, I would draw, and so like I never had that. I've had like little blocks here and there where I felt like, okay, I'm drawing and I don't know what to draw, like I got no inspiration kind of thing, but not like this was like a totally different thing that I never experienced before in my life. Like I really just didn't have any I don't know, visions in my head. Because a lot of the times, like, weird shit will be happening to me. I'll be, like, falling asleep at night, and, like, something will just pop in my head randomly. Like, even with, like, just doing my nails, I'll see, like, a nail design in my head, and I'm like, oh, shit, I gotta try that. And then I'll end up trying it, like, weeks later. And it's the same thing with artwork. Like, I'll just be sitting there randomly, and, like, all of a sudden something will just pop in my head, and I'm like, ooh, I want to do that, you know? But I went through a period where I just had none of that, no feeling of that at all. Absolutely horrible feeling. So you could busy yourself. That's one thing. The mind to set, but for the mind to free flow with idea, it needs to be at peace. Yeah, exactly. And security to a certain level. Some painters made their best work during crippling depression. Yeah, I don't know how. I don't. Because I never went through, I think just my mind was so preoccupied with things, I just couldn't think. And then like lately I've been on like a real kick where I feel like all those years of pent up, not being able to be creative, all of a sudden like turned around, and now it's like, I got too many ideas. There's a dude doing beachy things with ashes on artwork. Did you see that? It looks so good. No, I never seen that. I am and have been pulled from my state of natural wonder and exploration because of ongoing oppressive outside pressure. Well, that's not good. That's not good. You gotta fix that, girl. It is very hard, though, to function sometimes, especially if you're feeling depressed. I made my kids so many blankets when I was pregnant. When the baby came, haven't touched it since. You'll get back to it, though, Karma. It's a bitch to set up. Yeah, well, I think that's why my mom never wanted to show me sewing, because like it's not like she had a sewing table, like somewhere where it was all set up. Like we would have had to do it at my kitchen table, and I think it was just like a pain in the ass for her to set everything up. So she was like, "Yeah, I'll show you one day," but she never got around to it. I get it, because I guess I could do that with my son sometimes. So be like, "Mom, can you show me this?" I'm like, oh, I don't feel like doing this right now. No, that's not good. I would say mania would lend to creative expression, not so much depression. Maybe. But yeah, Karma, you'll get back to it. When your kids go to school, if you're home, like the rest of us entitled housewives who have depend on our husbands. I love when people say that. They're like, oh, you depend on your husbands. Like, dude, we've been married. Me and my husband have been together for how long now? what, it's got to be like 15 years. So, I mean, well over a decade. We've been married over a decade. We've been together much longer than that. It's like, I'm not depending on my husband. We're a unit. We're like, you know what I'm saying? It's not, they're like, oh, you depend on, yeah, I do depend on him, obviously. But like, it's not like, I'm a fucking like, couch surfing bum. You know what I'm saying? Like, we came to an agreement of this. I'm going to give up my career and I'm going to sacrifice my goals in life and work to stay home with our kid, And now that it's been 10 years that I'm out of the game, which I didn't think was going to happen, it would be very hard for me to get back into the workforce in the field that I was in. I mean, I probably could, but it's I'm older. They're not looking to hire older experienced people. I was working towards goals in my life, like I had to give those goals up and take care of my son, for it's a sacrifice. It's not like people love staying home just because they're lazy. It was an agreement that my husband and I made that we thought was a great decision for our family and our situation. And for my son, most importantly, leave him with a bunch of strangers. He's still not at an age where I would ever feel comfortable leaving him home by himself. My son's never been in this house by himself. I know other people that for years, like same age as my son, that leave their kids home by themselves. Their kids come home and there's nobody here waiting for them, and since they were like 8 or 9, I am not even comfortable. My son's 11. I'm still not comfortable leaving him home by himself. So I don't know when I'm gonna feel comfortable, but it ain't anytime soon. So, but yeah, it's a partnership, and the people that say that, I have to assume either they're not married or they've never been in a healthy marriage, or I don't know, because if you were married, you and your partner came to an agreement on something. Okay, it's not like I just told my husband, well, fuck you, I'm not working anymore and you're going to pay for everything. That's not how it goes down. Like, it was an agreement, and honestly, I was the one who was against it. When my husband first said it, I was gung-ho thinking I'm going back to work, and my whole life that's what I always thought. I'm going to be a working mom. That's going to be me. I'm going to drop my kid off at daycare and I'm going to fucking go work and make money. Honestly, I really I look down, to be quite honest with you, I did kind of judge stay-at-home moms. I'd be like, what do you do all day? You don't work, you don't do anything. But, until I actually became one, it's different. I mean, it's different now that my son's in school. Obviously, I get a couple of hours to myself during the day, which is like, holy shit, is that the worst thing in the world that could happen? you know? It's just like when everybody else gets home from work and they have their time, this is my time while everybody's at work. It's a little opposite. When they get home, then it's work time. But yeah, I hold mixed emotions over career, stay-at-home mom definitions, and I think lots of moms always will. I mean, look, I had no fucking intentions of being a stay-at-home mom in my life, but we came to an agreement. My husband honestly was the one who was pushing for it more than I was, but once we sat there and ran numbers, it was like, dude, it just doesn't make sense. And neither one of us was comfortable with leaving my son home, or with a stranger. It's not like a lot of my friends at work that have, when they had their kids, they had a sister-in-law, they have a grandparent watching the kid, and that's like a totally different story. We didn't have that option. My mom, at the time when my mom was still alive, she worked full-time. She worked 2 jobs, actually, when I had my son. She worked full-time at her regular job and then part-time at night at Kmart. She just couldn't let go of that place. But it was like we didn't have family members around that could watch my kids. So it was kind of like I kind of had no choice. And, and for me, with the money I made, I just couldn't afford. It just didn't even make sense. I would have been working to pay for daycare. It's so expensive here. And then it's like, do you really want to leave your kid with a stranger? And then I was like, okay, it's only going to be for a couple of years. Once he goes to school, I'll go back to work. But then, that changed because my husband's hours at work started changing. It's like he could go, oh my God, he could end up working nights. And then it's like nobody's here, to get my son off the bus. So Until my son's old enough to like drive and do his own thing, I'll be home. And you know what? It works out for our family. And the people that sit there and talk shit are probably the ones that fucking either can't do it because they don't have a husband or they're single, or they fucking, or maybe they're married and their husbands don't make enough money. I don't know. They make it like I'm living off my husband, like we haven't been married for 15 years. I worked the whole fucking time we were dating and when we first got married up until I had my son, you know? So, sorry you can't do the same thing. Sucks to be you. Whatever you have to do to like work and live. It's like I'm not living off my husband. I'm a married I'm living in a marriage, and that's the agreement that we made, the arrangement that we have in our marriage that works for our family. They make it like I'm fucking like like I just randomly hey, can I move into your house, dude, and live off of you? Like, no, it's not like that. That's like, those same people are probably the same people that fucking charge their kids rent when they fucking turn 18. Because I knew people like that. I'm like, the parents would start charging them rent to live in the house. I'm like, you're fucking kidding me, dude? Like, you have to pay rent? Stop it, Ovi. He was making his own. I took time off when Brian was little, spend time with him. When he was 3, he told me to get a job so he could go to school. Get out of here. Wow, that's pretty smart. Healthy partnerships as an establishment have been under attack for some time. I think, well, people say they look down on it, and I'm like, the only people that look down on it are the people that either don't know because they don't have kids, right, themselves, and so they don't understand. Because once you have a kid, once that kid's born into your life, okay, and you have a kid and you have this little baby in your arms, you get this like overwhelming sense of like, I need to do everything in my world to protect this baby, this kid. And it's for me, I told you guys a million times, a little bit of a helicopter mom, not horrible. I'm starting to like let him have, a little more freedom, but like I mean, like, seriously, you see all these horror stories of people, children dying in the care of these fucking daycare places and shit. I mean, it's not that common. It's very rare that it happens, but I'm just saying, they're abusing kids. Like, why put my kid in a situation like that when I don't have to? Why leave my kid in a stranger's care when I don't have to do that? So, I mean, if you have a kid and the ability to be home with that kid when they're especially that young and they can't communicate, I mean, you would understand as a parent. I think any parent would understand that the option, the easy option, is obviously to stay home with your kid. I mean, the people that say that, they must not have, either they don't have children or they fucking, something's up with their marriage or some shit. And I'm gonna say, look, I planned on being a working mom my whole pregnancy. I mean, literally up until the 9th month, when I finally found out, when we figured it out that I was gonna stay home, I had a really hard adjustment time because I was used to being independent, in a sense, like having my own money, having my own job, you know what I'm saying, paying my own bills. Now it's like I have to depend on somebody else to do it for me. And it was a little scary at first, because like I'm always one of those people. It's like, I don't like asking people for things ever. I would, even at times in my life where I was like broke and I needed money for things, I would never ask people for the money. I like had a problem asking to borrow money or anything like that. Even I'm just not like that, even at work, I would not be able to like ask my boss for a raise, like I just wasn't one of those people. They're like, we're going to give you 10 cents an hour. I'd be like, great, thanks. Like instead of being like 10 cents, like, I'm worth fucking $10. Like, I just wasn't one of those types of people when it comes to money. I'm weird like that. So, so it was a big adjustment for me to stay home. And then it's not even just that. You're sacrificing your career. You're sacrificing your fucking 401k or any of that kind of shit that, those types of benefits that you have at work. You're sacrificing job experience, right? For years. Which if you are in like a technology driven field like I am, you you know, that could hurt you. You know, things change in graphic design from, you know, over a decade. I feel like graphic design is not even almost a necessary job anymore because there's so many apps where people can just make their own shitty, horrible logos and shit for cheap, you know? Because one thing I realized being a graphic artist is that people don't fucking care. Like, I cannot believe some of the shit people accept as logos, and they're like, "Yeah, that's great." Like that, I just can't. Like, they're so horrible looking and tacky looking to me, but whatever. But nowadays, people can do that shit on their phones. Takes 2 seconds. You just fucking make your own, you know, business cards, everything. What the fuck do they need graphic designers for anymore? Really? I mean, I guess some people do, but that's me, human, bro. I will sit there and struggle before I'll ask for a handout from somebody ever. I had to borrow money one time from my aunt and uncle. Lent me money just to pay my insurance off because I don't know what happened. I got behind on my insurance, and I was like freaking out. And I was telling my aunt, she lent me money, and I paid her back like as soon as possible because I couldn't take that having to owe somebody money thing. Like, it was like a horrible feeling. But like, I would never ask somebody for money ever, you know? Um, but anyway, fuck was I saying? Oh my God. Uh-oh. I just realized something. I think I shipped somebody the wrong pair of earrings. Uh-oh. Oh my God, I think I did. Fuck, are you serious? Yep. Uh-oh. I'm gonna have to look and see whose earrings those were. Wait a second. No, I definitely shipped them the wrong pair. Fuck. Ah. I just looked at this. I was like, wait a second. I made Beefers a pair of earrings, and these are not them. Oh my God. All right. I'm going to have to email them. Shit. Anyway, they were like really similar looking. Can't do it. You don't need it. Canva can't do it. I don't know. I'm just saying. I was working towards things and like hoping one day I could be like an art director kind of thing, but I was really sad when I had to give that up. Like, because I was like, I'm gonna be out of work for like a while my kid's young, like at least 5 years. I was thinking in my head, you know, when he goes to kindergarten. But I was like, this isn't gonna be good for my, you know, job experience or anything like that. 'Cause it's like now it's 10 years I'm out of the workforce. Like, you know, that's 10 years of me putting money away for Social Security and 10 years of me putting money away in a 401k and all that shit, you know? It's it's a sacrifice. Yeah, I sent them your earrings, I think. Oh, I'm so mad. Hopefully I can email them before. I just sent them out yesterday, so hopefully I'll have to shit, I'll have to pay for shipping back, which is no big deal. It's only a couple dollars, but fuck. I'm gonna have to refund their shipping and send them a shipping label back. Son of a bee. They looked almost exactly the same as the ones I made you, but I just realized I'm looking at these and I'm like, wait a second, these are definitely not the ones I made for you. Shit, I picked up the wrong pair. They almost look exactly alike. All right. I sent them. I mean, they look almost identical. So either they could keep those and I'll send you these ones, or I could just make you a different pair, another pair. But I saved you one of the pairs of those studs. And shit, they probably want this pair though. This one's like a teardrop shape. The other ones were kind of like diamond shaped a little bit. Son of a bitch. Nope, no PO box. Look, dude, half the fucking YouTube has my address anyway. I was thinking of getting a PO box, but it is what it is. Maybe they'll want to keep them and I'll take the ones they want. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I'm gonna have to email them when I get off here. I can't believe it. Anyway, yeah. Well, we were talking about this earlier with the stay-at-home mom things. It's just really funny how people try to use that against you and use it as an insult that, oh, you're home, you're depending on your husband. It's like, yeah, dude, well, that's the life that we decided. That doesn't mean that I can't fucking look at other people's situations and have a fucking opinion about it. Best believe if I was a single mom, maybe offer them a discount. They like the ones you sent. Otherwise, I'd maybe let them keep unless they can resend. Well, I just sent it out yesterday, so there's no way that they're gonna get them, and within a day. I'll email them first. This way they don't open them, and I'll just send them back the shipping label. I could always make another pair. They're not like terribly hard to make. This is the second time I did that. I sent somebody else the wrong order like recently. I can't believe I did that though, because I had the 2 pairs that I had sent off to the side for people, and then I don't know what the fuck I did. Because when I showed the original picture, people were like, oh, I like those, so I held them for them, and then I can't believe I did that. Like, I'm just like, what the fuck was wrong with me? I guess I just picked them up. I thought I didn't even have them anywhere near each other, but I guess I did at some point. These are not the ones I meant to send. Fuck. I did that. Yeah, with somebody else. I sent them the wrong thing. The shape doesn't matter as long as they're studs. All right. Label them and put them in a bag with the shipping label. That's what I usually do. I had them like that. I had everybody's shit on, like, I go through on my phone and I'm looking at the order and I'm putting the orders in the envelopes. I think it was just because they were so similar looking that it's just an easy mistake. Somebody else, I did it by accident. I don't know. I had somebody's order that I hadn't finished yet and I hit the wrong button. I hit like their names were right on top of each other when I was printing out the shipping labels. And so I meant to skip over the person and I accidentally hit their name and I printed the label and I put it on the wrong box. Like I put it on human error. We can do. Yeah. Oh, well, I'm sure they might just want to keep them and that's fine. They're pretty similar, but if not, I'll send them like I did the last time. I sent them a shipping label and then they shipped it back. The earrings are even easier because I could actually send them not just the shipping label, but I could send them an envelope to shipping them in, then they could just throw it in there or drop it off at the mailbox, I guess. Oh, I feel bad though. God dang. I can't believe I did that. The shape doesn't matter as long as they're studs. All right. I'll have to email them. They're jealous. People do that to others to get mad. Hope that they could stay home. Well, that's the whole thing. I mean, really, ideally, wouldn't everybody want that? Like, not have to work at the end of the day? I mean, shit, if you had a choice. I mean, I liked working. I don't know. I was like one of those weird people that actually enjoyed working. Like, I liked getting up and going to work every day. I enjoyed my job. I liked it, I felt like, I don't know, it gave me like a purpose. Like, you wake up, you accomplish something every day, but I mean, shit, if you didn't have to work, who would be like, yeah, you know what? No, I'm going to go to work. I mean, I fought it in the beginning. I was like, I don't think I want to do this. I remember talking to my mom, like, I don't want to stay home. But my mom was like, you know what? My mom stayed home until we were in like, I think like around 5th grade. That's when she started working full time. She worked part time a little bit here and there just to get out of the house, but I do crafts. I do my own thing and make my own money. So, well, go check the website out. It's there. There's plenty of earrings on the website. I forgot, I have more candle holders to add to the website too. And I got to do another round of candles. I'm trying to decide which scent I want to do next. I enjoy working, but I wish I worked from home so I could spend more time with my dog. Yeah, that sucks when you have to leave your dog home all day. Like Ovi, I can't even imagine what he would do if I went to work all day. I don't know. He might just sleep the whole day, but Snoop, like, dude, I used to be out of the house for like 12 plus hours because I always used to stay late at work all the time when I worked. I would stay like at least like an hour late because like I don't know, I got the ADHD hyper focus phase where like if I'm doing something, I can't like stop in the middle of something. I have to like finish it. So I would always end up, I was salaried. So, you know, it wasn't like my boss didn't care as long as they were in the building. It's not like I got overtime or anything. So, you know, like it didn't cost them anything for me to stay. So I would stay for like an extra hour, hour and a half every day. And I wouldn't end up getting home until like 6:30, 7 o'clock at night. But I mean, my husband, you know, his hours were a little different from mine. So he used to work because he gets up so early and goes to work, and then he's usually home in like the late afternoon. It depends on where he's working, but you know, he's sometimes like he used to get home sometimes at like 2 or 3 because he's up so early. So at least somebody was home with Snoop, but I would be out of the house because I worked like an hour away. It took me like an hour to work, you know, get to work, and then I would be there for like sometimes like 9.5, 10 hours like out of the house. A long day. I just like I thought about working part-time, but I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, where am I like what am I gonna do part-time? Like really? You know? Like if I'm not gonna be able to like help out and pay bills, like what real point is there for me to work part-time? I wish I could find something from home, like steady. Everybody I know like works from home, especially after COVID. I feel like a lot of companies were like, why the fuck are we paying rent, you know, for an office building? So they have a lot of their employees working from home. And it's like, I wish I had that, but oh yeah, they have one of those dog cam things where you could give them treats and shit. Oh shit, I didn't realize the time it was. All right. I'm gonna end this because I didn't realize it's like 3 o'clock. My son's gonna be home and he's got 3 choices today of what he wants to do. So he could go play roller hockey one place, roller hockey another place, or he could play ice hockey. He has 3 different things. So I'm gonna go with he's gonna choose ice hockey, but we'll see. We'll see. He's got a lot going. Kid's got more of a life than I do, that's for sure. Anyway, all right. I will talk to you guys again in the near future, I'm sure. Hope everybody, I don't even know what day it is. Is it Wednesday? No. Well, either way, hope everybody has a good rest of your afternoon. Get out and get some fresh air because it's actually really, really nice out here today. So I'm sure it's nice, you know, everywhere else too. But I will see you guys again. All right. I'm out.